From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Hello everyone, hope you had yourselves a great Saturday, kind of wrapping up the first half of the weekend. We still got Sunday to get through before we get ready for that next work week. Now before we get into the forecast, I just want to tell you about some of the opportunities and some of the different ways that you can get Weather NorCal. Of course, you've got weathernorcal.com. You've got an app, which we'll talk about in the days to come. And I want to continue to help give you an idea of where you can catch Weather NorCal. But I actually do have a 24-hour streaming channel. Kind of exciting. It's really neat. It's on 24 hours a day, and it's on this constant loop of about an hour, and it's got all kinds of recent information. The data is constantly updating. So all the information here is updating. It's got the latest data. That's going to be kind of the stream that you see, the video. We've got the video updates that'll be on there. The neighborhood forecasts are going to be on there. And of course, not to mention Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals and Pet of the Week. You also have over here, this is also fairly live data as well. As you can see, got the current conditions for 10 different locations, which do include some cities in the North Coast. We also have 7-day forecasts for 10 cities in the area as well, which also include the North Coast. If you have Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and eventually Apple TV is coming soon as well. So search for Weather NorCal in those app stores, download it for free. Next thing you know, you're watching the 24-hour streaming channel. Kind of neat, if you're a weather buff, it's kind of cool to put this on in the background and you can kind of just see what's going on with the weather all day long. Check it out. It's free too. Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and eventually Apple TV. You can also watch it on YouTube. You can also watch it on the app. You can watch the streaming channel also on weathernorcal.com. Let's get to the forecast. Slightly warmer this weekend. Highs near normal this week. Rain next week. It's looking a little bit promising, but still not exactly sure on the timing and intensity if we see anything. We'll get to that in just a second. You can see tonight, looks like maybe some patchy fog for some of the inland areas, not to mention along the coast. Mid-60s for the coast for your Sunday, upper 80s inland. And for Trinity County, mainly clear skies tonight. Mostly sunny for your Sunday with temperatures in the upper 80s for those daytime highs. Clouds to our south, clouds to the north and west. None of them really going to have much, if any, impact on our weather. Now for the immediate future, the next few days, it's dry. Again, a couple of cumulus clouds, otherwise sunny skies for pretty much everyone, even the coast, looking at some clear skies for your Sunday. On Monday, it looks like a few more clouds, especially for the coast and even some of the inland areas. But overall, plenty of sunshine, especially out towards Trinity County. But this is where things get more interesting. Now, if you recall this morning and yesterday evening, I stopped it at Thursday and it was showing rain. Not the case today. Now, not all hope is lost just yet, because as we go into Friday, I begin to see chances in the forecast, including parts of the coast Friday. Okay, now we take you into Saturday. Looks like more rain in the forecast. How about next Sunday? Yeah, a chance for some rain in the forecast. Now, if you recall, this morning and even yesterday evening, it was dry after Thursday. So you can kind of see where we're at this point. Still up in the air, if you will. It's still not sure on the timing and the intensity and if we'll even see this. Because there's a chance this may disappear from the long-range forecast here in a matter of 12 to 24 hours. So I haven't put it in the forecast just yet. I haven't put it in my forecast. When you look at the 7-day forecast, you're not going to see any rain just yet. I'm going to hold off a day or two, wait for some more consistency from the long-range forecast models before we set any of that in stone. But if you have outdoor plans, especially toward the end of next week into next weekend, keep a close eye on the forecast because you might be dealing with some wet weather. All right, so here's your temperature trend. It's actually warming up a little bit here. We're going to notice it for the second half of the weekend, and we'll notice it through next week as well. It's not going to be a major increase. We're talking about 2, 3, even 4 degrees warmer on average than it was last week. And that's what I expect here as we take you through next week. Let's take a look at those wave heights. You can see as we go through Sunday afternoon, looking at 4 to 5 feet heading out to sea. And looking at marine forecast for tomorrow, north winds at 5 to 10 knots, waves from the north at 3 feet at 5 seconds, and from the south at 2 feet at about 14 seconds. Now your high tide will be tomorrow morning at 11:19 and your low tide tomorrow afternoon at 3:51. No advisories for the immediate coast. All right, so here's your forecast for tonight. Temperatures in the low 40s, even some low 30s, mid 30s that is, places like Hayfork and Ruth. Temperatures though in the low 50s for Hoopa and Willow Creek, around 50 for Garberville, low 50s out along the coast as well. And for tomorrow, for your Sunday, look for temperatures in the upper 80s for most of us in Trinity County, as well as the inland areas, and in the mid 60s on average for the immediate coast. Now, looking at your 7-day outlook, Temperature's not changing much. Upper 80s, low 90s for both the inland areas and not to mention out towards Weaverville and Trinity County. Mid 60s on average here for Crescent City. Looking at your 7-day outlook for Eureka, I've got those temperatures in the low to mid 60s, partly cloudy skies, temperatures overnight in the mid to upper 50s.